Welcome back to another episode of the Shape Up Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Dustin.
I'm your co-host, Jimmy.
In today's episode, we want to talk about one of the most important and key factors of any fitness journey, and that is mindset.
It's a big one.
It is a big one. I find that it's one of the more interesting topics because it's something that changes from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one day you could just be absolutely motivated, ready to go. You have a killer workout. You know, you have a great night's sleep. And then, you know, the next day you could be not feeling it at all.
Yeah. I mean, you know, today it's not been the best day. You know, just kind of dragging a little bit. So I totally get it, you know.
Yeah. That being said, there are some tips and tricks that you could do that will help you stay on track. Some of them could be more effective for some people and less effective for others. But there are things you can do. And one of the biggest things is figuring out why you're doing something. You'll hear a lot of trainers or coaches of any field say, find your why. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that today, actually.
Yeah, and I've talked about it in one of the first episodes of this podcast, right? Finding your why is super important. And the reason it's important is because it can help you maintain a positive mindset. On days where you're feeling down, you don't really want to get out there to do the workout, you want to give in to your cravings. Remembering why you started the journey should be important enough to you that you'll be like, okay, I got to push through.
Yeah, realign yourself, or you know, ground yourself in a way.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones because it's the reason why I do my fitness journey is one, I want to show my kids I can do it. I want to be able to take care of my kids and their kids, and you know, like I want to be present. I want to live a long, healthy life.
Yeah,
that's my why. You know, and plus I love the fitness industry. You know, like it makes me feel good. I'm passionate about it. Of course, there's some days where I don't feel as bubbly about it. You know, there's days where I'm like, man, how long is it going to be before I do this full time? Is it realistic to think that I can start a fitness brand that can become super popular? You know, like I ask myself these questions a lot.
When am I going to get that cut done so I can get bulking again? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I'm dragging the cut on a lot, and I think it has to do with my mindset.
Yeah, why don't you talk about that? Because like, I think I've noticed a bit of a shift, like in, I don't know, we would call it mindset. You know, like, or maybe just talk a little bit.
Yeah, I would say that it has to do a lot with the mindset. But there's a reason why my mindset has changed and has kind of reignited the ambition, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
And that's because I've actually given myself a challenge. And technically I give myself a couple of challenges. Challenge number one is that I want to get my health and fitness metrics to an athletic state, right? Like, so I have a whole list of metrics that I want to achieve. There's speed metrics, power metrics, mobility and flexibility metrics.
These are what you've written on the board there, like what you should be lifting for deadlift, what your resting heart rate should be, what a 100-meter sprint should be.
Exactly, yes. That's exactly right. So a couple of them I've already hit, you know, like the bench press and the pull-ups. And that's mostly because those are movements and lifts that I've done for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I've actually lost weight in this cut. You know, I think I was at 217 pounds when I first started. I'm at 183 now.
Yeah.
So doing the pull-ups obviously is much easier.
Yeah, because I've been bulking for a little bit, and I'm like, went from 169, I think I'm 190 now, and I'm just like, I can barely do like 5.
Yeah, the pull-ups. Why are the pull-ups getting harder?
Getting harder. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then there's other aspects that I have to wait until I'm done the cut to really try and hit. And I say that because my weakest lifts are the deadlift and the barbell back squat.
Right.
So I have quite a ways to go. Like I tested the deadlift.
Yeah.
And I got to 290. Not the greatest. I got 2 reps. Not the greatest form. The first one was good. The second one was not the greatest form. Hold on a sec. Excuse me.
Good push.
Thanks. I felt that one slowly coming up. Anyways. Yeah, just trickling up. Yeah, so I got to 290 on the deadlift. I need to get to 325. That's 1.75 times my body weight.
Yeah, but in a cut also is what we remember.
In a cut. So that aspect, it will change because I don't think I'm going to be able to get that much strength gains on a cut. Maybe if I was like first starting out my cut, I could. But now I've actually gone quite a bit. I've dropped a good 12% body fat or something like that since I started the cut. Because I was pretty close to 30%. I believe I'm down to 18%. Yeah. We'll check at the end of this week.
Which is, I mean, there's still great results, you know. But
still good results, yeah.
Talking about just kind of how your mindset has changed a little bit to give you that extra or new motivation as to like push harder. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You've been doing well. Don't get me wrong, but
doing well has been taking a long time.
Yeah, exactly. It's dragging.
I should have been done the cut a long time ago, but there's always so many reasons to go off track, and there's always events and birthdays and barbecues and all these reasons, you know, like my mom wants to make some goodies, or oh, I made this for you and this is happening, and there's always a reason to kind of go off track a little bit, and then you tend to get, when you drag it out longer than it needs to be, your motivation starts to trickle off because it's been so long and you're just getting so tired of it.
So what's reignited that mindset for you to get you to push?
I'm trying to create more social media content for the fitness business, which is one of the reasons why I started the challenge. So in order to hit these metrics and to show people that it is possible, even if you're over 30, right? Because a lot of people think once you get between 30 and above or 40, you start to kind of trickle off your prime. But I disagree.
Yeah, that could actually be bad mindset.
It is a bad mindset because I do believe that if you do it right and you stay consistent, that there's no reason that 30 and 40 can't be your prime.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And I want to prove to people that at 33, I can still become athletic. I would say that I've hit these metrics. These metrics I'm trying to hit, I was probably able to do them when I was in the military, like the Army Reserves. But I'm trying to get to, and I've never tested that, but having that drive to try and hit those goals has kind of reignited, because I have to come up with a game plan how to hit these metrics. And the thing is, I'm not going to be able to hit all these metrics and improve them all at the same time. It's just not going to work that way, you know? And so in order to hit these strength metrics, they're going to come when I'm on the bulk.
So now you are thinking to yourself, well, I've got to get the cut done, because you don't want to just skip it. You're like, well, I got to get it done.
I got to get it done, yeah.
So
because the body fat percentage, believe it or not, body fat percentage metrics do have an athletic point, right? And that athletic point for men is around
20.
It's actually around that 10 to 13%.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So someone who's, I would say anyone that's like 14 or below is in the athletic, but if you get to 10 and below, you're kind of starting to reach that elite kind of stage. Yeah. So I don't want to just half-ass it and be like, okay, I've gotten to the athletic state. I want to go to the bottom, like close to it. I want to get right where you go from being athletic to elite. I want to just be right there. I don't think I'll get, like, I'm not going to go all the way down to be that elite level. But if I can just get myself to that threshold of going from non-athletic to athletic and just kind of touch in that elite kind of range, that would be pretty cool. That's what I'm trying to go for, right? So that's what's really, I'm like, man, I need to get to these metrics, and the strength ones, they're not going to get better on a cut. Maybe they'll get I'll be able to add a little bit of weight, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't get stronger on a cut, but you'll see a lot more strength gains on a bulk because you just have the energy to do it.
So that's where that like kind of motivation's coming from. You know, you got to really get your mindset right. You know, to refocus on getting this cut done, because you're now focused on, I want to hit these targets. And so in order to do that, I need to be on a bulk. But before I get on the bulk, I must hit a low enough body fat
percentage.
Yeah,
that's right. So. Now, keep in mind, when I go on the bulk, because I still have a little ways away, I'm probably going to end up more in the 160, 165 pound range.
Talking about body weight.
To get to the, get to that 10%. There's no mathematical equation that I did. I'm just guessing.
I'm going to say it's about that, I'm sure,
and then when I bulk back up, that goal of like the deadlift, for example, at 325, it might change because it goes based off body weight.
Gotcha.
So I need to try and get to a point where I'm hitting that 1.75 times whatever body weight I'm at the time.
Sure.
So right now, I should be able to lift 325 on the deadlift, but I can't because I don't train deadlift very often.
Yeah.
Right? So that's something to consider for the challenge. But for the mindset aspect of it, I've given myself a challenge to keep myself eye on the prize. Right? And it's kind of the same concept as someone who is struggling starting their fitness journey that is actually going online to, fitness websites to do fitness challenges. Right? A lot of fitness trainers out there, they do fall challenges, spring challenges, right? Strength challenges, and they do like these 30-day, 3-month challenges or whatever it is, right? Depends on what the challenge is. A lot of people really gravitate to those things because, not only because they're short term, but people like the idea of being able to complete a challenge, right? It makes you feel accomplished, makes you feel like you've done something. It gives you a target to aim for.
Yeah.
So it's that same concept. Is that I've given myself a challenge to keep not only just keep myself motivated, but hopefully encourage myself to create content that's going to be eye catching to people, and that will help them.
Yeah.
It's not just about being eye catching and getting people to click. I want it to be helpful to people.
Yeah.
Right. I want to show people that it is possible to do these things, and there's different methods of staying motivated and stuff like that. And one way is giving yourself something to shoot for.
Yeah.
So that's where you're seeing this extra motivation. And plus, it's really motivating in the sense that I'm like, I am so sick of doing the cut.
Yeah.
Because I've dragged it on. And now I'm just like, I need to get this cut done, man. I just need to finish it so I can get on the bulk. Because this is only stage 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, mindset is so important. You have to kind of think about it as your mindset almost has to be right first before you can make that sort of eventuality become reality, It's like a super important piece of the puzzle,
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you're not going to change your mindset overnight. The first step, and even before changing your mindset, is to make the decision. Tell yourself, I want to do this. And that comes before you get into the mindset of doing something. Right? You start telling yourself, I would really like to lose 50 pounds. Or I would really like to get stronger. And in some cases, people that in some of my clients are even like, I'm kind of getting to the age where I really need to start taking this seriously because I don't want to be one of the people that doesn't have any strength in my hips and I fall down, right? Number one cause of death in elderly people is falling, not having enough strength to hold themselves, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So that's another good method.
There is almost like a bit of a clock there in terms, I know we talk about, you mentioned earlier about, still being able to get in very good shape into your 40s. Yeah. But there comes a point, where your body will start losing muscle. Your body won't react as, as well as it would if you were younger. You're not gonna. It's gonna become more difficult for you to build muscle and to gain that strength. So if you do leave it too late, it's only gonna get harder and harder and harder, right?
That's right. So you'll see people who've trained when they were younger. They'll have a much easier time training as they get older and staying strong and mobile, right? Because you're right. As you get older, your body doesn't repair as fast. It doesn't build as muscle quite as fast. Especially when you start hitting that 40 years old range. That's when it really starts to slow down. when it comes to muscle gain and strength gains, right? But it doesn't have to. I believe that it's never too late, and it's, even if you're 60 years old and you're like, man, I wish I was stronger, you can hire a trainer, talk to your doctor, figure out what the best course of action is going to be, and go from there.
But getting that mindset dialed in as soon as you can, to start sooner is overall net benefit for anybody that's maybe thinking about
and
the future.
One thing that makes it harder for people to get into the mindset is fear of judgment. There's a lot of people out there that they struggle with self-image, right? They look at themselves in the mirror and they talk down to themselves, and they really feel like they just don't belong, and that makes them scared to go and join a gym, right? And that fear is a pretty major roadblock for a lot of people. There's tons of people out there that are so scared to just step foot in the gym because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to be the fat person in the gym and stuff, which is, they're so worried that people are going to judge them. But 99% of the time when you go to a gym, you're going to meet the nicest people, because the people in the gym, a lot of them have been where those people are. Right? They've been in the position of being overweight. They've gone through their own journey, right? Believe it or not, those are the people that are going to be there to support you. But people are just so scared of being the one that ends up being the silly-looking, overweight person in the background of some OF model's TikTok.
I was just about to say, like social media is probably giving a bad, representation on that.
It does,
it's
not
and
really
it's what it's actually like. I mean, I see, people in the gym, especially maybe they're out of shape, and they're in there. I'm just like, get after it, like absolutely, like rock on.
Yeah, I love seeing. I like seeing people who are just starting the journey more than I like to see the people that are like
at the end of the journey,
well into their journey or something, like obviously I'm always inspired when I see like a man or a woman that's just in great shape, pushing their hardest, trying to be the best they can be. That's always motivating. But I love seeing people that are just starting, because I understand how hard that is for a lot of people, and those people, they have a lot more support than they think they do. And hopefully this episode could even find a few of those people and kind of get them to start changing their mindset and be like, maybe I'll have an easier time if I can just push myself past this fear.
Yeah, well,
and it is a push.
What could you, give the viewers, listeners, something to sort of chew on? Like if they're like, okay, how do I start, getting a more positive mindset, that's going to spur all these things in the right direction? What would you say to them that they could kind of do? What's a great starting point for them? That is
a really good question. And it obviously it depends on what kind of stage that they are at in their own mind. But I would say to them, you're not alone, and it's okay not to get it the first try. In fact, starting mindset, it's okay to start a fitness journey, fall off, start another fitness journey, fall off. That's okay. That's how mindset is built. Sometimes you just need to fail enough to be like, I'm done failing.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course, there's a lot of people out there that will be the opposite, and they'll be like, I failed so much, I've just given up.
Yeah.
Why try again? Because I'm just going to fail. But that right there, that's the mindset.
Yeah.
You need to be willing, and you have to really want to change your mindset, because it's a lot of work changing your mindset.
It's interesting. Like a common denominator between successful entrepreneurs is that they'll tell you the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that they have failed many times, the ones who succeed, in the end, because they've gone through those failures, and it's shown them what they need to do in order to not fail.
It's just like the light bulb, right? I know that everybody goes right back to this analogy of the guy that created the light bulb, right? And people the analogy is, people would ask him, like, why are you trying to do this? You failed so many times. And he's like, oh, I haven't failed. He's like, I haven't failed 100 times. I've found 100 ways of how to not make a light bulb.
Yeah.
Right. Now I don't remember what the guy's name is.
Okay.
Right. But essentially,
I'm completely drawing a blank. I
don't remember what his name is or anything like that. I'm not a historian or anything, but I do like the analogy of sure. It's like, he's like, oh, I haven't failed 100 times.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He's like, I have found 100 ways on how to not make a light bulb.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the same concept with the fitness journey. You haven't failed 20 fitness journeys. You haven't failed 20 fitness challenges. You found 20 ways that don't work for you.
Yeah. So you hear that? You've found many ways that don't work.
That's right.
And now you're not going to waste any time
trying those
failing
things.
those that way.
That's
know?
right.
Yeah.
And I talk about this in one of the few, earlier podcast episodes, just more geared towards meal prep, right? You got to try there's different methods of meal prepping, right? There's different methods of starting a fitness journey. There's different methods of staying on a fitness journey. There's different methods of changing your mindset. Try one that you think will work for you. If it doesn't work, you did not fail. You haven't failed yet. You only fail if you don't get back up and try again. Right? You only fail when you tell yourself negative thoughts about yourself more than you tell yourself positive thoughts. And people think that it's super lame to look at yourself and call yourself beautiful, tell you you're strong, tell yourself you have the ability, but it's not lame.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sometimes you really do need to be your biggest support.
Yeah,
right?
That's actually a great little tip. Even just like get up in the morning and just have like something that you will tell yourself that's positive in the mirror 3 times over and over
again. Yeah.
Every morning, just do that little thing for yourself. If that's the only thing, because it all starts up here. Right?
It does, and it may not work right away. The what are they called? Positive affirmations, I think is the right term. It may not work right away. You may feel silly doing it.
Sure.
But the power of positive self-talk is astronomical.
Yeah.
You wake up every morning, and even if there's something negative, you're like, "Oh man, I have the worst morning breath." but I look friggin' great when I wake up in the morning
because I'm fasted and I'm jacked.
That's right. It's there's always something positive about yourself.
Yeah. You know what the negative impacts are going to be if you talk down, right? So it goes back to, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah. It's like, I may need to shave my beard or trim my beard, but frig, I got some pretty damn nice green eyes. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Something nice about yourself. And even if you don't feel like you're strong, tell yourself you are.
Yeah.
Today I feel like being strong. Whether that means emotionally, physically, mentally, who cares? Who cares what it is? You decide. You decide what that means.
Love yourself.
Love yourself. Be your biggest supporter, and you will be amazed at how much your mindset will eventually start to change. And the more time you spend not giving up every time you fail, your mindset will start to change.
Yeah, I was just about to say consistency with that. Yeah, over time. Yeah.
And it can be hard because you will have naysayers, right? And a lot of the times, the naysayers are the ones that are like actually close to you, like family members and friends that have been with you a long time. Like, why are you starting another fitness journey? Like, oh, didn't you try that last month? And like, why bother? I thought you started, like, didn't you say you were going to stop drinking like 4 months ago? And, yeah, I did. And I'm saying it again right now.
Yeah.
I did say this 6 times.
Yeah. So just because I said it, a while back, and, I haven't been able to succeed on it, why did you just give up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, you haven't failed. You just found ways that didn't work for you. I have a friend, I won't say her name, but she's on my Facebook group. Oh, not my Facebook group, my Facebook friends list.
Yeah.
And a while back, she posted how she's tried everything to lose weight. She's a heavier set woman.
And this is a common thread for people.
It is very common. Yeah. It is very common, and she put a post up saying that she's really struggled because she's tried everything. Mm-hmm. And if I know one thing, everybody has tried everything apparently. And I'm not talking down about her.
No, no.
Because she may know who if she watches this podcast, she may know that I'm talking about her. But the thing is, when she says she's tried everything, she's talking keto. Mm-hmm. She's talking this and that, all these different diet fads.
Yeah.
And of course, she hasn't tried everything, because when I actually reached out to her, and she hasn't tried weight training. She hasn't tried tracking her food.
Which is bonkers, because those are the main things. Those fundamentals, right?
Yeah. So she's tried everything except for the methods that have been proven to work. And that's not her fault.
No.
She just doesn't know, and she hasn't tried that method yet.
Yeah. And that's the problem with this day and age, like just kind of with social media, like people kind of take that as like gospel, and it's just so misleading. So it's unfortunate.
It is misleading, because so many people will think that if they've tried every fad diet and it hasn't worked for them, they have tried everything, and now they're stuck.
But like if you take that example, I mean, it's really important to understand just how important it is to have, or the value of a personal trainer like yourself. I'm not just trying to plug you, but like, think of how much time that lady is kind of wasted. Like by trying all these fad diets that without really sort of speaking to someone that can give them the no BS information that's really needed to at least get started. And to see some results.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And that leads us to another method of changing your mindset. Ask for help. Mm-hmm. Right? Have someone that, you can go to and talk to, someone that's motivating. Because like I said, a lot of times the people that you think care the most about you will be the biggest naysayers. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's why it's so important to have a good community around you.
Good community, that's right. Someone that's willing to, either if they're not willing to embark on the journey with you, at least find someone that's going to be the cheerleader on the sidelines for you. Mm-hmm. Right? And a lot of times, you actually even find that person either in a fitness trainer or at the gym. Right? And you don't even have to be really... The nice thing about gym culture is that you don't even have to necessarily be good friends with those people. Eventually, if you keep going to the gym, because a lot of people tend to go at the same time, like on a regular basis, they go on a routine now. And one of the nice things is that you actually will find that you start seeing the same people. And then you'll find 1, 2, 3, 4 people that are starting to know your name. And they're like, oh, good for showing up. Like, oh, good to see you. Like, oh, you ready to push? Like, oh, I'll give you a spot. And then eventually they start asking you to be their spotter. And,
Yeah, this has happened, I think, for you, like, firsthand as well. I think,
it
like
did.
A while back, like...
Yeah,
and you're right.
I'm surprised you remember that story. But it did. It made me feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember it, like, on the first... when you were, like, dialing things in, and you had, like, the online tracker and stuff, and you were in the gym, like, regularly.
Yeah, 5 days a week. Yeah, and it was a few months in, and that was when I had dropped from 220 pounds, and I was over 30% body fat when I started going to the gym. Mm-hmm. So it was probably a good year in when this, because you talk about when the guy came up to me and he was just stopped me and he was like, hey, like, I know we don't know each other, but I wanted to say, like, you have had such a good transformation, and he's like, you went from being one of the guys that people kind of thought maybe be giving up, and like the New Year, News Me kind of crowd. Like, that's kind of what I guess he was saying. A lot of people thought that I was going to be one of those New Year, New Me kind of victims, I guess you could call them. And he's just, I just want to say, like, you've inspired me. And he's like, I can't believe how big your arms and your chest are. And
yeah, because you were actually transforming. I remember, like, at that time, you were actually changing.
Yeah, I actually do have a before and after photo on my phone still of what I looked like when I first started, and I was not in good shape, to where I was when this guy was like, yeah, you look They're good. Like, you're very motivating, and like, I'm not the only one that thinks it. Like, people talk about you.
Yeah. So that's not BS. That is a true story.
That's a true story, and and actually, I think you and Crystal are probably the only people I told that story. So.
Yeah, I can verify it. Absolutely. Yeah.
But it made me feel good. And you know what? I hit the gym even harder.
Yeah.
You know, like
even harder.
Harder, yeah. Yeah, and it does. It makes you feel good, and and then I started changing up like the clothes I was wearing. I was wearing more like a little bit tighter gym shirts and stuff, and my I only have a small selection of pants. Lots of different shirts.
Well, I mean, we're always kind of working, so you kind of have a set.
Yeah, I think
for that. You know what I
mean? My buddy Samuel, he just gave me a bunch of pants, but the thing is, he's quite a bit shorter than me. But now I got a bunch of pants I've never even tried on, but it is nice to have a little bit extra variety, because I think I have these, including my sweatpants, I have 4 pairs of pants. Yeah, I got my D&J cargo pants.
Oh, yeah.
My other set of cargo pants, these pants, and then my sweatpants. I did have another pair of sweatpants, but they were gray sweatpants, and Crystal told me I couldn't wear them in public anymore.
Man, yeah, I wear my stuff so hard, and I just like try to get the most out of it. And it's like Kaylee has to like demote it, It's just like,
yeah,
man, it is time, I'm just like, all right.
Man, I will get holes like in like where my thighs rub,
totally,
and stuff, and I will wear them until like those holes are like
blown out,
until they're absolutely massive.
Yeah, for sure.
They're so expensive. Like I just don't want to spend the money on clothes.
But like if it gets to that point, you're like, I know 100% that I got the most amount of value out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, one of the things I learned in the military is that you need to be able to sew. So I actually was required to learn how to sew. So when I get rips, I'll actually sew my pants together so they last even longer. Yeah. So when they like really blow out or rip or something, I'm like, you did good, pants. Yeah. You did good. So I had 1 pair of jeans for the longest time, and I think I sewed them together like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then eventually I bent over one day and it just rip my pants. and after that it was donezo,
For sure.
Yeah.
So get the most out of your pants. That'll help your mindset too.
So that today's episode on Shape Up Fitness Podcast is get the most out of your pants.
Get the most out of your pants, yeah.
But yeah, that was a good story. Yeah, I like that.
That was a good one, yeah, because it's absolutely true, and it's kind of nice that you're able to share that, because it's your own personal story too. And
that's the kind of culture you meet at the gym more often than not.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, there are some instances where people do go to the gym for the first time, and you do get those narcissistic D-bags that are like
they're better than you.
Yeah, they're better than you, and they call you names and stuff, and that's really like a real shame, because when those individuals are starting to first go to the gym and they meet someone that's rude like that, they're not really they're struggling with their own mindset. They're trying
fragile,
to change.
They're vulnerable.
Yeah, they're trying to change their mindset to be positive about themselves, make a positive change. So in the very rare case that someone goes to the gym and some, just for the lack of a better term, D-bag makes a rude remark because maybe you did something that wasn't, good gym etiquette, but you don't know because you just been there, and someone says a remark or calls you a name, or, that's what people get scared of, is going there and meeting those type of people. But I would say that's pretty rare. And if you do meet those type of people, I would say don't worry about it. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But that person does not matter.
Yeah.
That person has 0 value in your life, and probably 0 value in most people's lives. Just don't even worry about it. You will meet much nicer people.
Yeah, there's a great analogy, I think, if you do come up against that. You ever heard of I think it's the crab in the bucket? And basically it's a crab, you're a crab, in a bucket full of other crabs, right? Yeah. Yeah, especially on a cut.
Especially on a cut.
But, you're trying to better yourself, and you're trying to get a positive mindset to move in the right direction to kind of get out of the bucket. And you'll always find people or the other crabs, just trying to pull you back down. So if you can kind of remember that, if you come across that, you might be able to just kind of look past that and just kind of keep that momentum going with that positive mindset, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You're always going to have people trying to bring you down, and you just got to see kind of right through it. It's easier said than done, but it's a great analogy, you know?
But it is a great analogy, and you know what? If you got to picture people as crabs, ask yourself, if someone says something like that, be like, that's fine. You're clearly the crab pulling me down, which means eventually you're going to be boiled and someone's going to eat you alive.
That's right.
So I'm just going to ignore what you say, and I'm going to get out of this bucket.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to keep climbing up.
That's right.
You know? I'm not going to get dragged back down. Yeah.
That's right, because the crabs in the bucket always end up in the boiled water, right?
Yeah.
That's how she goes. So get out of that bucket.
What a way to go, huh?
Yeah.
You ever heard a lobster scream?
No.
It's BS. I was just kind of making a joke, but
I've heard crabs make some sound, unfortunately.
No, I've never heard one, but they're damn tasty. I'll tell you, I love crab.
I like the taste of crab, but there's so much work for the small amount of meat you get, man.
That's why you have to get them prepped for you, you know?
Crystal preps them for me.
There you go.
Yeah, because she loves crab.
Really, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So when we have crab, she will literally spend however long it takes to get a massive bowl of crab meat ready for me, herself, and the kids.
Yeah, it's so good.
But the problem with that is that if the kids are around before she's done, they like crab so much that they will eat it before she even gets it. She can't keep up with them.
Oh, no.
So she just has to keep cracking crab open until the kids get full, and then she finally gets to eat.
That's too funny.
But yeah. So those are all really good methods to changing your mindset, and just remember it takes time. It does take time. Doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight. I was going to say.
Yeah. Your
We're
mind,
human, right?
Exactly.
It's life, you know,
we're human, and we live a life of such luxury. I know maybe it doesn't feel that way in Canada right now, but if you really think about worst case scenarios, we actually live quite a luxurious life.
Yeah. Right?
You don't even have to cook your own food anymore because you don't have to drive to get it anymore. You can have it delivered to you. And in some instances, you can finance it.
yeah, unbelievably you can. That just goes to show you where we're at. But
if you take anything away from this podcast, please take this one bit of advice. Don't ever finance fast food purchases.
Oh, yeah, if it's not bad enough that you're actually eating fast food, financing it,
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But we live get back on topic there. Mm-hmm. We live in such a luxurious life that stepping back and manipulating your lifestyle, your diet, your exercise to change the way your body looks and feels is not always an easy task. And your mindset plays a massive role. So when you're trying to make those changes and you're battling with the process of making those changes and changing your mindset, it's not an easy task for everybody. You know, especially people who have lived, I would say, an unhealthy lifestyle where they are eating out all the time or ordering in all the time, and you know, going from doing that to learning how to have to cook for themselves if they don't already know how.
Yeah,
it is a lot of work.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you, it is worth it. You will become a version of yourself that you never knew could exist. You become healthier, stronger, faster. You live longer. You become smarter, I think, in the sense of, not smarter as in I'm not calling you guys dumb, but your brain just functions better.
Yeah.
Right? You start getting the proper macro and micronutrients. Your body functions better. Your hormones balance. You know, eventually you even start going as far as being I just haven't been craving, smokes. I haven't been craving beer. You know, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. I've heard that too. You actually don't miss it. You know.
Yeah, you start to not miss it as much. I feel
very good. Why would I want that?
Yeah.
I now know that it's not really good for me. You know, not to say that you can't have things in moderation. I think.
Oh yeah, everybody's got to have a vice.
Yeah, you know, like
energy drinks.
Yeah, I saw that video you sent me. We're going to sleep the night, the night before, knowing that you've got an energy drink in the fridge to wake up to. You I can't go to sleep.
That's right. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you totally got me on them, man. There's some really fun ones, man. The OG like flavor of a 0-cal version.
Oh, I'm so glad they did that.
That's awesome, dude.
And what's really dangerous is they have them in the big cans too. And if you get 2 of those big cans at the corner store there, man, it's like $9, only $3 more than getting the 2 small cans. So you actually, if you got 4, because one of those big cans is equivalent to 2 cans. So if you got 4 of the regular cans, you'd be spending $4 more, $3 more.
So you can see there's a little bit of an addiction there.
I've thought it through, because you gotta, when you have an energy drink a day, it's $6.50 to get 2, one for me, one for Crystal.
Yeah.
You do that for 30 days, right?
Yeah.
That's what is that like?
Sorry, what are you saying?
You $6.50 for 30 days, like every day of the week.
Yeah.
You know that's coming up to
180, something like that.
Is it 180? It's
well, if you say you're saying $6 a day.
$6.50 a day.
Yeah, so just say 6. Then 10 days is 60.
60. You times that by 3. Yeah. Still, so just shy of $200. $200 a month.
Holy smokes! I know it adds up, man.
Sometimes we have 2 a day. That's a whole monthly bill. So yeah, I've done the math.
Well, you kind of need to, I think.
Anyways, I'm not saying that losing weight and getting on a nice strong fitness journey is gonna make you quit smoking, because it's not that simple to quit.
Yeah.
Quit addicting habits like that, but it definitely helps, because it definitely your mindset changes. You're definitely way more disciplined. Your hormones are in balance, and hopefully in balance.
Yeah.
And when your body is in a good spot, you find it easier to make positive changes.
Yeah, so true.
And not only is it easier to make positive changes, but you're disciplined enough to actually be willing to do the hard work to make those positive changes.
Yeah.
So
I think it's something that gets missed a lot. You don't necessarily really think about it. Like, you start the journey, you're like, okay, I know that like what I'm putting in my body there needs to be kind of right, the food and the macros and everything like that. And then the training on the outside, and like we spoke about mobility, and we kind of think about these like kind of foundational pillars: fitness, nutrition, mobility. I think, like mental health actually gets missed a lot,
It does.
It's a really big sort of umbrella that affects really kind of everything at its core. I think it's a great place to really start, almost.
Exactly.
For certain people. So
and it's not easy, because especially if you're in that like poor mental health state, changing your mindset's not easy, because the thing about mental health is that your brain is working against you. It's telling you that you don't want to. Like, even when your conscious mind, you're like, I need to make these changes. Like, I need to get up off the couch and do something. But your subconscious mind, mental state, it's finding reasons not to. You don't have the motivation. It's like, and sometimes it gets to the point for some people where you physically feel like you can't even lift your arms up. Yeah. Right? I mean, I think that's like, if you're at that point, you're obviously really struggling, but people go there. Like, even, I think it's a normal state for being a human, because even myself, I'll find myself on days where I'm just like, why am I even trying?
Sure.
So, and I think everybody has those
It's
days.
important to recognize that they do come and sort of go.
Yeah.
So try not to feel overwhelmed if you experience it and you're like, why can't I just sort of get through it or whatever, but just keep pushing, because you can get through it. You can, but you have to be willing to do it. Like, you have to kind of, and I don't know if I read it somewhere or saw it on a video or something, but when you don't want to do something and you tell yourself, I don't want to do this, if you can just tell yourself, I'm going to count to 5, and then you make yourself a deal, non-negotiable. When you get to 5, you stand up. No ifs, ands, or buts. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, go.
Yeah.
And you don't think about anything else. You don't let your brain tell you like, oh, well, nobody's watching. Nobody's going to tell you have to. Nobody's going to know. None of that. None of that. When you get to 5, you stand up and you go.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Such a great point. You make a mental acknowledgement that you are going to essentially take action, and make it a manageable action, so you can actually, that you're going to be able to get that win, but take action and get the win, make it happen.
That's right.
No matter how small it is, then you've got that win and you're like, I did it. No matter what it is.
That's right.
Nobody can take that away from you.
That's right. And big wins are made by small steps.
Small steps, yeah.
Right, and that's where the analogy for the the make your bed method comes from. This goes especially for people who are struggling mentally. If you can just get yourself up and make your bed, you've started your day with a win.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and even if you have a bad day, I think it was a military officer from the U.S. that does that speech. And he makes a good point. Even if you get up, you make your bed, you've started your day with a small win. Like you've started and you're already a winner because you didn't just leave your bed, you've made your bed. And even if you have a bad day and nothing else goes your way, at least you come home to a nicely made, comfortable bed. Yeah. Right? And
you can look at it and makes feel good about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's where that's where the small steps towards positive thinking, right? Like even if you have a bad day, you can tell yourself, man, today has just been a nightmare. Nothing's gone my way. But, at least I get to go home to a nice, comfortable made bed. Now, of course, if you have kids, even if you make your bed, you might not come home to a made bed.
That's such a good point.
But for those of you who don't have kids...
Yeah, well, one day I will, mate. That's part of my wife for doing all this. So.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Kids are a powerful why. Yeah, I feel.
100%.
There's been a trend going on for people that have said, oh, I would die for my kids. I would die for my kids. And there's been a trend where influencers have been, recording themselves working out, doing fancy videos. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, you would die for your kids? That's nice. That's nice. Well, here's a question. Would you get healthy for them? Mm-hmm. Would you get strong for your kids? Because that's the hard part.
It is.
Like
they're taking action.
Exactly. They're taking action. And it's the hard part because when people say, oh, I would die for my kids, it's like, if you're in a situation where you have to sacrifice yourself, it's your life for your kid's life, that's a split decision. It takes a second, to make that decision, and it most of the time ends pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But living for your kids, getting strong for your kids, getting and staying healthy for your kids, that takes time, dedication, the right mindset, the willpower. That takes a lot more than being like, I'm going to stand in front of my kids and take this hit for them. Mm-hmm. Which, don't get me wrong, I would die for my kids. Like, if I wouldn't want to, but I would. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like if I was put in a situation where that was a choice, my goal would be to protect my kids and come out living.
That's your duty,
right? But I would put myself in mortal danger, but I would very much intend going into that situation intended to come out the other side. Come out the other side, For sure. But anyways, I'm rambling on for something that doesn't even matter. No, it's all good. Your mindset is really important, and there are methods that you can take to change it. But just because there's methods, tips, and tricks doesn't make it easier. It's still hard.
Yeah.
But hopefully this conversation here can help somebody that watches this say to themselves, yeah, I really do need to put in the work.
Yeah.
And then hopefully...
Even just that.
Just kind of... That's a good start.
Watching a pod like this and just feeling that is a win in itself.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Hopefully this will give you that motivation, because I know motivation, like I've said it before, it's a toxic relationship. It's not really there when you need it. And You know, it's usually there when life is good and stuff. But every journey starts with motivation. Right? If you're not a disciplined person, building discipline starts with motivation. That's it. You need it. It may not be there when you need it the most, but it will be there when you need to start. Because otherwise, I don't think I've ever seen anybody that have been like, oh, I'm not motivated to start this fitness journey, so what I've got to do is, so I'm going to get moving. No, they've been told something, they've watched something, they've listened to something that has sparked something in their mind, and they've been like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the times they're like, oh, I need to do this, and they don't do anything. And they go a little while, and then they see something else, and they're like, yeah, this guy's right, I need to do this, and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Something else goes by, and they're like, yeah, this guy's right, I need to do this, and they don't do anything about it.
But then right there, it's like that person is motivated, but they're not disciplined to take action on that motivation.
That's right.
They do go hand in hand.
They do go hand in hand, but I think for a lot of people, they'll go through this process, and then one day they'll be like, I've said this to myself so many times. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not waiting for tomorrow. You know, like I'm gonna do some push-ups right now. I'm gonna do them tonight. You know, I just gotta get started. Like, I don't need another Monday to start. I don't need to wait until the special event. You know, New Year's, new me. No, it's December 14th. I'm gonna do it now.
Well, you told me it's not one day. It's day one.
Yeah, I got that from The Rock.
Did you?
Yeah, he I don't know where he got it from.
Yeah.
I'm sure somewhere down the line.
You're my rock, Dusty.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Hear that, Dwayne?
That's right.
I actually like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, I do like it. I like his acting, and I like his fitness journey and stuff.
Yeah. Decent person, you know, all the rest. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know him personally. You know, who knows what he's like behind the scenes, but what you see on camera, like I like him. I think he's funny. Yeah.
Come from humble beginnings. He gives back. You know, like.
Yeah, I like his fish pond.
He's got a fish pond?
Yeah, he fishes in there. He on his property.
He fishes in there? Is it like part of the ocean or something? He goes spearfishing or something?
No, he has a massive, I don't know how big it is, but he's got this massive pond that he got fish put in.
Sure, yeah.
And they spawn and they reproduce, and he fishes. He did a video, he caught a fish out of his own pond on his own property. It was like this. It was, and he'll fish in there. He'll grab a fish and he'll cook it up and he'll eat it.
Nice.
And the pond, I guess, is just big enough where these fish will just keep spawning.
Like a self-sustaining ecosystem.
Yeah, it's like self-sustaining. Yeah.
Nice.
Super cool. You know, things that money can buy.
You're definitely gonna get back into the aquarium days, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, I think about it all the time. But PetSmart has a really cool setup. You know, with a nice good stand and a big 75-gallon. And in that 75-gallon is like this really cool, like, sunken clipper ship. And I'm like, I want this. Like, I want to get this, and I want to put a goldfish in there, and I want to get a couple more fish. And I would love to get a pond, not like a koi fish pond or something, but...
Hey, man, it's good to have goals.
Yeah, I got so many of them, though, you know? It's going to be a long time before I get any of that stuff, because every time I make a little success, I'm just like, what's the next step?
That's it. Positive mindset.
That's right. Like what do I... and I keep telling myself, eventually I'll build my business to the point where it's sustaining itself, and, you know, like, new products are coming out, new programs. Like, I got trainers that work under me, and, you know, I got my own team. Like, I think about those things, and I'm like, eventually I just won't have to worry about it. But then I'm like, when I get to that point, I feel like it's going to be, okay, how do I grow more?
Oh, 100%.
You know, like, I got such big, ambitious goals where I want to be like, not only do I want to make good, effective fitness programs and have a successful podcast, but I want to create my own line of athletic apparel that not only looks good, but feels good and is functional. I also want to have my own line of, like, protein powders and creatine and pre-workout, and I want to start my own line of, you know, 0-calorie energy drinks, and, you know, I want to start sponsoring sporting events and have my own NASCAR,
and this is why it's important to have somebody like this around you, you know, like, you know, your friends who are motivated and driven and just want the best for you, you know. you're so driven. It really has helped when on days where I'm just down, you know. So
well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
100%.
Unfortunately, I'm broke, and I do. These are nothing more than ambitions. But hey, let's say
remember this podcast.
I was about to say, like, let's say that starting this podcast is step one. You know, like I do. We got a whopping 4 followers on YouTube right now. So let's.
It's a bite of the elephant, is what it is.
That's right. So we got 4 people that subscribe, and you know we're getting views on the videos.
Nice.
So let's.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has any questions, topics you'd like for us to, you know, discuss, always open to.
Yeah,
I love doing these.
I love questions, man. Yeah. Ask your questions.
Yeah.
And even if ask me questions I don't know, you know, like. You know what I was actually thinking the other day is like I was watching. I don't remember which influencer I was watching, but one of the big like sports scientists and fitness trainers that have years and years experience, and they're doing videos of reacting to other trainers' videos and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, one day my videos are gonna end up on a video like this, and this trainer, he's just gonna bash the shit out of us. Yeah. You know, like I'm gonna give some sort of. I'm gonna think I'm giving some solid advice that makes sense, and he's gonna watch it, and he's gonna be like, "This is the dumbest advice," you know, and he's gonna call me a name, and he's gonna tell people that you know don't listen to this guy, and I'm like. But you know what? I welcome it.
Yeah, you imagine if it's like the dude from Mind Pump or something, you know, like and you're like a hero, you know. It's like
I know.
No,
all the people
I'll do better.
All the people from Mind Pump just calling me just a dummy, or you know, like I could tell that this guy really wants to be good, but doesn't know what he's talking about. He just needs the experience, you know, like just. Yeah. But I welcome it because
100%. That's how you grow.
Exactly. I would if fitness influencers like that actually genuinely know what they're talking about, look at my videos and make a video being like, this is why this doesn't work, I welcome it. Absolutely. Call me. Thing is, I'm not sensitive. They can call me any name they want or whatever. They can make fun of me. They can tell me I sound like a 3-year-old. It doesn't matter. In fact, I'd probably get a good laugh out of it, to be honest. I would be very interested to hear some insults. But
you're the crab at the edge of the bucket at the top saying, you guys don't know what you're saying. I'm out of here.
I would welcome that because I feel like I would watch those videos and then I would make another video being like, hey, I learned a lot from this.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's what it's about. You know, and I don't have like a mentor in this fitness training endeavor of mine.
Yeah, it's like super. So I know you've done schooling, your education for your PT.
Yes, I have. Yeah,
passed with flying colours, but you know it is a lot sort of self-taught.
It is, and I do. I spend a lot of time learning from content that people who have the experiences of. I think that's one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah,
and. If you had if I had a mentor, I think I would learn a lot more.
100%, yeah.
Depending on the mentor, it would really suck if I ended up getting a mentor that was like really shitty. But I think it would be, I think not having a mentor is like kind of, I don't know, not a hindrance, but if I make videos that one of these influencers that I watch, you know, can respond to, and even if they're making fun of me or whatever, I welcome that in the sense that I'm like, yeah, this guy's, he may be making fun of me, but he's also like mentoring me, you know?
Publicity. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, you know, it's very true. You know, I can't wait for my first death threat. No, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. One thing I was actually going to mention, you know, is kind of sort of wrapping up here, but is that for the viewers or listeners, if you could share this pod, if you feel like there's value in it, with just a friend or a family that may need to hear it, like that's a really great way of like an outreach. Like I think that would be one of the biggest asks. Maybe I've seen it on a few podcasts. I just feel like it's a great idea. If you just share it with that one person and ask the same in return, all we want is to get, you know, good information out, correct information out, out there to everybody that's trying to better themselves. That's really kind of the overall arching goal, like for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, if you haven't already, if you found any interest in this podcast, check out our other episodes. We're trying our best to get better and better as we go. Any questions that you have, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, share it with a friend or family. Help us grow, because we would absolutely love to do this full time.
It'd be amazing.
It would be a dream come true, and we can't do that without you guys. So, yes, I think that's all we really have to say about that. And I think that's a wrap on the mindset episode right there. I thought that we had a great conversation, actually.
Yeah.
So, thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned for episode 7. This is episode 6.
Yeah, they're actually kind of racking up. We're nearly in double digits, buddy.
I know. Yeah, okay. Stay tuned for episode 7. I'm not exactly sure what the topic is going to be yet, but...
well, I mean, put any suggestions, comments.
Leave some comments, and we'll...
Yeah, we've been trying to do like a series of like just from like when you start, we're trying to kind of...
Yeah, we're trying to make it so that if someone who's just starting out on their journey doesn't know where to start, they can start with episode 1 and work their way up. Because the whole... we're going to do the podcast in seasons, and the first season I want to be information that can really help someone who doesn't know what they're doing start from scratch and get a really good jump on their fitness journey. And as we go from season 1 to season 2, the stuff we talk about will get more advanced. Hopefully we'll be more educated and stuff like that. And stay tuned for more videos on things like how to do exercises at home with resistance bands. I will hopefully get the chance to start making some free exercise routines for people to do from home as well. So lots to come on the YouTube channel.
You're putting a bunch of information out there on social media, like
I'm trying to make sure tricks, I do the trainer tip of the day. I don't get to it every single day, but I'm getting better and better because all of this is so new. I'm so estranged to documenting. So many times my wife has been like, why don't you take photos for once? So it's all new to me, and I can't wait to hopefully be doing this full time in the future. So
we'll see you hopefully next week.
Yeah. See you guys next week for another podcast.
Right on, buddy.
All right, bud.